Today we are going to learn a beautiful topic of our biology. We were dealing with the ninth lesson, that is food production. Now in this we are going to start about yeast. Already we have seen the diagrammatic representation of the yeast. Now today we are going to see how economic importance is there of yeast and where it is more useful. So, it is useful in many ways. The first is as a food. When it is used as a food, that time it is having the vitamin B group and E group and 15% of the protein, means which is useful to your health. That is why in the food products it is used. Then the next is in beverages. That is when it is getting fermented, it secretes the sugar solution. So in that ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is produced. So when this sugar solution, that is glucose, it is getting fermented, so it is in the form of ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Then this whatever the beverages are there, mostly means like wine, then whiskey, alcohol, means this different types of the wines and everything are made from the fermentation of the sugar solution. Then it is very important that whatever the fermentation is there, more than that it is very much important that which type of the yeast is used to prepare that. Means fermentation means what substance is getting fermented. More than that, it is very important that which type of the yeast is used. According to that it differs. Then in carbon dioxide, means whatever the carbon dioxide is obtained, it is used, means it is first collected and then solidified and made into the dry ice. Then the next is in bakeries. Now in bakeries, how it is important? We know already in the bakeries we get the products like cake, then different types of the sweets. So whenever they are made, they are again having the yeast. Now what is the use of that? As we know, when the carbon dioxide is present in that particular product, then whatever the carbon dioxide is there, it is making it softer. Bread or cake, it is made softer. You can see little bit pores are there inside that. So they are occupying the carbon dioxide which is present there. And here also the yeast is very much useful in the bakeries. So there are the many uses of the yeast, and it plays an important role to manufacture the vitamins and proteins. As I told you in the beginning, as a food, vitamin B group and E group as well as 15% of the protein is present in that. So in this way the economic importance of the yeast is present in the food production. Now, the next topic which we are going to see in this lesson is agriculture. As we know, agriculture plays an important role in our life, right? And it is a primary food source in our life. So, why it is said that it is a primary food source? Because in the agriculture, we know there is a cultivation of the crops. And agriculture is nothing but it is defined as the science of growing plants, as well as it is defined as means whenever the cultivation of the crop is there, that time it is again use of the animals also for the cultivating the crops. So it is nothing but the science of growing the crops. And in that we are going to see the different topic like crop plants, cultivated crops. Now crop plants. What are the crop plants? The plants which are grown in the more higher field wherever there is more production of the crops. For example, vegetables are there, then grains are there, fruits are there. When they are cultivated in the large amount of the field, they are known as the crops plants. Then in this, how they are cultivated? According to what system it is cultivated? So they are cash crops and food crop. So food crop and cash crop are the two types, or we can say the two categories of the cultivated crops. This type of the two categories, the crops are cultivated mostly. Then food crop. Food crop means what? The crops which are cultivated for the purpose, or we can say for the production of the food, that is known as a food crop. For example, pulses, oil seeds, many of them are there for the food production. Again, cereals are also present in that. So this type of the, if production is there, means this type of the cultivation is there, that is known as a food crop. Then the next one is cash crop. Cash crop means from that commercial purpose, means for example the crops are cultivated for the commercial purpose. Now for what it is useful, as a food or as a selling purpose, means for example like rubber, tea. Yes, so it is a commercial purpose, means from that they are getting the cash. So these are known as the cash crops. Then according to the seasons, again the crops are getting cultivated. So based on the season, the crops which are cultivated, they have been put into the two categories, that is Rabi crop and the Kharif crop. So let us see about the both crops. Now this Kharif and Rabi crops, how they are growing, in which type of the season and at what temperature they are growing, that we will see now. So the first one, A, is Kharif crop. Kharif crop mostly they are growing from June to October. Means the duration of the season, means month is June to October. So in that season mostly hot and humid climate is there. So there it is grown, and mostly they are grown in the area like eastern and southern part of the India. So there mostly rice is cultivated, and it needs near about for growing 16 degree to 20 degree Celsius temperature for the growth of the plant. And when once it is ripe, so that time 18 degree to 32 degree Celsius for the ripening it is necessary. So according to that season, June to October, same type of the temperature is there. According to that, the plants are growing of the rice. Then it needs near about 150 to 200 centimeter of the rainfall for the growth. Means near about floody area is there, and the field is covered with the water, and into that the plants are grown of the rice. So mostly it needs more amount of the water. Second thing, it is grown at means very like eastern and southern part of the area. So this is about the Kharif crop. Now we are going to see about the Rabi crop. Rabi crop means they are known as a winter crop. As we know, Kharif crop means autumn crop. So in the autumn season mostly they are cultivated, and now in the Rabi crop means what, winter crop means in the winter season they are cultivated. Mostly in India wheat is cultivated in the large amount. So mainly the Rabi crop in India is wheat only. So it grows in the alluvial soil, and it is near about October to November, means early November or October. In this both months it is cultivated, and during that sowing time, near about temperature should be between 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. Means 10 to 15 degrees Celsius during the sowing, if the temperature is there, it is good for that type of the crop. Then during the ripening, the temperature is near about 21 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. So that time only the crops are removed from that cultivated field. Then annual average rainfall is near about 50 to 100 centimeter. So means all the average or annual average rainfall should be near about 50 to 100 centimeter, and mostly these wheats are cultivated in all over the India. So this is about the Kharif and Rabi crop. Next we are going to see about horticulture. Culture, it deals with the means it is the branch which deals with the cultivation of the crops like vegetables, fruits, then flowers. Means this type of the cultivation is there. And second thing, it has the cultivation of the mushroom also, as well as the ornamental plants also. Not only the crops are cultivated, but different types of the ornamental plants are also cultivated in that, means non-food crops. Then they are very much useful in our day-to-day life. As we know, ornamental plants are kept all over in the house, outside the house, to decorate it, right? So this type of the vegetables or fruits or ornamental plants, then again spices are also cultivated there, again medicinal plants are also cultivated. So this all the types of the cultivation is done in the horticulture branch, and there are the different researches on this type of the crops. So when this means near about horticulture has given the big means research, they had done the big amount of the research to produce the better varieties of the flowers as well as the ornamental plants. So that is why we can see the different decorative plants are there in all over the world, and they are making the research on that and just trying to invent new type of the varieties. Now, the next topic which we are going to study is about the organic farming. Now, organic farming means what? It is nothing but it is a practice of raising the crops without using the synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Means if the pesticides and different types of the fungicides or weedicides are there which are very much harmful for the nature. Means for example, if the crops are cultivated by using this type of the fertilizer, synthetic fertilizers are used, the fertility of the soil is lost. And due to that, what is happening? The people are facing lot, means the farm is not having the fertile soil, and due to that they cannot cultivate the next crop. For that again they have to just work out on that soil. So nowadays the farmers are becoming very much aware about the organic farming. Now why they are becoming? Because after utilization of the pesticides or fungicides with synthetic fertilizers, if they are using, the soil fertility is loose. Second thing, they are means the main aim is that to use the organic farming is that they should just maintain the fertility of the soil, and whatever the soil is there, it should have the nutritive value. So whatever the horticulturists are there, they are practicing on the organic farming, and now they are making the research on that, and they are getting they are just making the conversation with the farmers and trying to make them aware about the fertility of the soil. Otherwise, for the good quantity, the farmers are using large amount of the pesticides as well as fungicides. So they are very much harmful for us also as well as for the soil also. Means if once the crop is cultivated by using different types of the synthetic fertilizer, definitely they may have the they may lose the fertility of the soil, and it will again affect the eco, means whatever the environment is there, it will again affect. That is why organic farming is nothing but it is the eco-friendly as well as free from the chemical pollution. Means due to the pest which are we are applying on the different fields, like if the crops are cultivated, during that time if on the plants we are applying the pest, what happens? Whatever in the air is there, the particles are moving. If you have seen in the farm, when the farmers are applying the paste on the plants for control the pest, that time you will observe the smell of the pest is coming too much bad till the more distance, till the smell is coming. That means the particles is spoiling the whatever the air is there. So to maintain that or to control on that, organic farming is more important in our life. That is why the farmers are becoming too much aware of this type of the cultivation, and they are using organic material for the farming. Now what do you understand by green revolution? Green revolution is nothing but it is dealing with the agriculture. Means to increase the more amount of the agriculture varieties of the crops, there is a green revolution. It was invented by the agricultural people, means they invented this type of the revolution for the growth of the crops, and it should be with the large amount. So for that purpose, they have just done the research on the different types of the crops. Now, nowadays you can see on the seeds also they are just making the research how the pest can be controlled, means before sowing in the soil, how the seeds can be with the good variety. For that they are making the research in the companies or factories, and they are producing the good and large amount of the seeds, and that seeds are mostly useful by all the farmers for cultivation. So in the green revolution, it is nothing but it was the period when the agriculture productivity increased gently. When the agriculture productivity increased gently, that time the farmers were cultivating large amount of the crops. Nowadays it is going on. The herbicides are used for the control of the pest, or different types of the pesticides are also used for the control of the pest, and due to that the variety of the crop is increasing. And in addition to application of the chemical for the higher yield, there was an act of the high yielding varieties, that is HYP. This was the act going on, means that is high yielding varieties. On that they were making the research, and the different varieties of the crops were grown, and due to that they were working on different types of the crops, so that the farmer should not face any problem. And due to that, whatever the agronomic technology is there, they had just done the research on different types of the seeds also, so that whatever the daughter plant will be there, it should not get affected, or it should not take the same type of the disease from the mother plant. So according to that, different varieties we have already learned about the tissue culture and all that, and micropropagation. So whatever this type of the things are there, they are just involved in the agronomic technology. So the green revolution is very much important for day-to-day life. The farmers are becoming too much aware about that, and they are cultivating the crops with the high varieties. And due to that, whatever the problems which are occurring, they are overcome by the agronomic technology. So this was about the green revolution. Next time we will see the animal husbandry. Till then, have a nice day.